All right. We are literally less than a week away from the live stream that will reveal everything for the 350 million download celebration. It is all upon us, so we can actually talk about some concrete facts. We know so much more than the last time I made one of these videos. I'm just gonna throw this out here. I really hope they do not do a data download before the live stream and the Dokkan Now that are planned, because there's a Dokkan Now for global and a live stream for JP planned at the same time. You guys remember last year we were like 2 hours out and they did a data download that revealed everything. I know some people are like, what does it matter? It's like, I don't know, man. Like, there's just, if you are super deep into video game culture, like the hype to reveals and stuff is so much fun, and there's just a lot to it, and I just don't see why you would want that spoiled via a data download. But I'll shut up because that's not why we're here. So in case you want a reminder of everything that's happened, let's talk about it. Let's get everyone up to pace for what's going on with 350 million download celebration. And then second half, we'll get into some other juicy things. But first, let's talk 350 and what we know right now. So obviously it's Namek themed. That's what all of this sort of buildup has been to. And I'm excited that we are finally officially getting an actual massive Namek theme celebration. Now, I saw a lot of people that said, yeah, but the one 2 years ago, or I guess 3 years ago, actually, at this point, was Namek themed for 250 million download celebration with Goku and Frieza. But ultimately, once those main Dual Dokkan Fest units were at their sort of peak level, they were actually Resurrection of F units. So I don't know. There was a lot of Namek themed stuff of, within that, but it wasn't totally Namek themed. I'm expecting dual LR Dokkan Fest with Goku and Frieza that is totally Namek themed. So besides all of the in-game announcements and the reveal of the 350 million download celebration being all Namek themed, we also of course have the V Jump. Now on this, we were revealed there is an incredible Bulma event that is very reminiscent of the launch event. We're going to be able to do it daily and get 10 Dragon Stones. So a huge shout out, of course, to Gresh for the translations on this. But a new event, Bulma's Dangerous House Sitting, will be available where you can earn 10 Dragon Stones a day. And then it was also talked about, I'm not sure if it's this event or another event, but essentially you'll be able to earn skill orbs as well during this too, like the top tier skill orbs, which is like freaking amazing. Then if you shift your focus down to the bottom portion of the page, you'll see that we are getting Extreme Z Awakens for all of the free Ginyu Force members. Are you freaking kidding me? Now, these are going to be done via an easy area, but still, all 5 of the free Ginyu Force members getting an Extreme Z Awaken is absolutely sick, and does bridge us a little bit into what I'm going to talk about in a second with what I hope will happen with this celebration as well. Also, if you're enjoying this video, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Be here for all the content when all this drops just later next week. And then lastly, the thing that has been memed a ton and all of that is the new event. That's going to be very difficult, apparently. And the actual translations here is a new challenge event, Super Fierce Fight, Complete Works. Experience historic battles through 2 different perspectives, build teams, pursuant to the conditions, and clear the event to obtain a support memory. So what I'm guessing is going to happen here, I mean, obviously there's so much you could kind of take away from here, but I'm assuming you're going to take on basically the super and the extreme side of that particular battle. So like, obviously a picture of Frieza there, obviously Goku as well. And then, Cell, I'm sure Cell will be teamed up with Gohan. So you have to fight a Cell, which you'll have advantageous stuff towards him, but then you'll have to fight Gohan. That'll change things. So it'll make it probably difficult trying to build teams around facing off against different typings, including super and extreme. So I'm sure there'll be something really cool with that event, and definitely looking forward to it, right? Like, new units are dope. Obviously love reacting to new super attacks, but content is always going to be king in any of these games, which is a huge issue with Legends at the moment, because it's like right now we're struggling with where's the content. Like, yes, these units are dope, where's the content though? And so I'm glad that Dokkan is still doing its best to pump out new events. We literally just got the new Vegeta event, now we're getting this. Like, it's really dope to see them doing this kind of stuff. Next up is Memorial Dragon Stones, obviously confirmed in game on both sides. You get 1 Memorial Dragon Stone for every 50 Dragon Stones spent essentially within the last year, right? It'll be like whenever they issued them last year until the cutoff for this year. If you literally spent a Dragon Stone in game, you get it. Not just summons, that includes anything that you spent a Dragon Stone on in game, orb system, stamina refreshes, whatever gets counted, and then they give you 1 Memorial Dragon Stone for 50 of those spent. And just like last year, you will be able to select specific units. Now, there was a lot of people upset about the expense of unit selection last year, because it was very expensive. It was 150 Memorial Dragon Stones, and to do the quick math for you, that is 7,500 actual Dragon Stones. That is, like, we're talking like, what? If you buying the Dragon Stones outright, like over $3,000 USD. Like, that's, like, they value you being able to use those Memorial Dragon Stones to select a specific unit heavily, which is really, really insane to think about. But I guess it is nice that they changed it up to where they give you these Dragon Stones and go, here, you can either exchange 1-to-1 for tickets. So again, you can exchange them directly over for tickets to use on the new banners, or you can go, okay, I've got 150 of these. I want to select a specific unit. I don't want to make this whole video about all of that, but it is worth noting that if you were to ask me what is the best unit you can pick up from those, and from any of these banners, outside of course, obviously the LRs that have been, you know, dug into the banners, it's going to be Tech Ultimate Gohan. There's a lot of units that have a lot of good use case scenarios, but Tech Ultimate Gohan is just so useful across so many different events within the game. If you don't have him or you need dupes on him, he is, in my personal opinion, going to be your ultimate pickup. And as far as LRs that are built down into the banner, because I'm sure there's probably a lot of you that don't even have enough to purchase a unit, and then a lot of you that just wanted to do the free summons free, but still free summons anyway. Definitely the LRs that are buried down in there. There's a lot of good Extreme Z Awakens for them now that have made a lot of those older LRs really, really good units in the game, like Majin Vegeta, like STR Broly, etc. So Memorial Dragon Stones are a thing. Look forward to them, and I myself am excited to see just how many I get this year. Which, by the way, stay tuned, because, you know, we're going to be making all kinds of content and everything else. And lastly, for everything I feel like you need to know to be caught up, we are getting a Dokkan Now as well as a JP live stream happening Friday the 27th at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So put that little conversion, figure it out for whatever time it is for you. But that is happening Friday, August 27th at 8 p.m. Stay tuned and pray that they do not spoil it with a data download on either version of the game. All right, so now let's have some fun. You are caught up with everything that I can think of to, you know, the main sort of meat of what we know right now for 350, but let's have some fun. Let's take a look at some banners. Shout out to Sora for creating these, actually without any direction, but exactly what I was obviously thinking. It's like using my brain. It's also like just some very obvious characters we'd want. So specifically what we're looking at first is the Goku banner. Again, I can't imagine they do a Namek theme celebration where we previously had a dual sort of Dokkan Fest celebration where it's not basically Frieza and Goku headlining both of these banners. And to make sure that the Goku that releases doesn't conflict with the STR Namek Goku from before, as well as just Super Saiyan Gokus in general, a Kaioken Goku would be sick, and also offer us the ability to see some new animations, and ultimately a Kaioken times 20 Goku, etc. But what I definitely want to see them end up doing with this Goku unit is we don't have the iconic U-Full scene in this game anywhere. Like every other Dragon Ball game has that. We obviously have, like, you know, the super, you know, incredible looking transformation from the Namek Goku previously, but we truly do not have the proper just youthful, him staring down at Frieza in such like, what are you doing type face. And I'm expecting that to come to fruition and actually happen with this massive celebration. And again, they have been very careful about the way they design the characters, and that they do, you know, even though you can use same name characters, but treat the naming scheme in a way that it doesn't conflict with proper team building. And I could see them easily making this new Goku be a transforming Goku that goes from like a Kaioken state. That way he doesn't actually conflict with what we are used to, or ultimately as well end up being just a truly just from base state enraged Goku, right? Obviously what Sora did here with the SSR is that the SSR could be a Kaioken Goku that ultimately awakens into an LR as an enraged Goku. There's so much they could do with this. Obviously would love to see transformations, but at the end of the day, the main sort of meat and bones of the animations I want to see is U-Full, because yes, I think Dokkan will do it very, very well. The other thing too here, the side banner unit for Goku being a Vegeta that does a newly renditioned version of Dirty Fireworks. I know that we have that in this game via like the Intelligence Vegeta and stuff like that, but seeing them animate a new version of it and just having obviously a new base Vegeta that could be like a super dope, it doesn't have to be support unit, but support unit, you know, something along those lines would be really sick to see as well. So updated Dirty Fireworks Vegeta, why not? Let's see it happen. Now, if we take a look at the Frieza banner, So with this, Sora actually used the third form Frieza here. I definitely get what he was going with there. There's really no proper representation for the third form Frieza, and I do think these will be transforming. I think these are going to be the works, right? Like, I could obviously see them potentially also having some form of maybe a revive worked in there somewhere, as well as obviously active ability transformations. Like, I mean, if you guys saw what they did with Buhan and Super Vegito, they had literally everything: transformation, active ability, everything. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with these units now, especially now that revive is in the game. And I am just going to be really, really curious to see how they work in the Frieza and in what all they do with the Frieza specifically. And it's going to be really dope seeing the iconic sort of like hand to the screen blast and everything like that. So anyways, very excited to see what they do with Frieza. The side banner unit here, I did actually specifically ask to throw a Ginyu on there because I think a proper Ginyu is definitely warranted. He would sort of take the same naming scheme, obviously, as the free-to-play one that's getting an EZA. However, another unit they could easily put there and I think would work well also would be like an actual Zarbon, like a transforming Zarbon. Why not? You know what I mean? Like, or, you know, maybe even if all he does is transform via his Dokkan Awakening, but still a Zarbon alongside of Frieza would be a cool unit. And I think like, there's just so much you can really do with Namek as well, but I think that everything that I've chosen here, as well as Sora implemented too, makes sense. Now, as far as looking at both the banners, if you guys aren't familiar and you are expecting to see LRUI or SSBE here, unless they just totally throw out what they've done previously, you should not expect to see either of those here for this worldwide celebration. Those won't come back until later in the year. However, last year we didn't have the year 5 LRs around for the worldwide, the year before that, etc., etc. So this is probably pretty close to what you can expect looking at both these banners for previous units as well, or previous Dokkan Fest LRs as well included on them. But the year 5 LRs is still a really good pickup. The SJ4s are definitely whatever now with the EZAs on the 120 leads. But Buhan and Super Vegito is still really good pickups as well. So year 5 LRs, previous worldwide celebration LRs, definitely great pickups, and I definitely would say you can expect to see them on both of these banners. Now, moving on to potential Extreme Z Awakens. I'm trying to keep this just flowing here. I think there are 3 very obvious units here. Now, I don't see why they can't do this, but a dual EZA for both the Tech Frieza and the AGL Goku from the $250 million celebration 3 years ago. They're due up, bro. LR Goku and Frieza have already had theirs. It is time to give those guys an Extreme Z Awaken. I'm not going to go into the details of what I think they should do with them, but I think just a nice refresher for both of those units would be fantastic, and obviously makes sense right here, right now. Both of those units, in my personal opinion, have fell off. Some of you might disagree. You know, they still have, I guess, their uses here and there, like Battlefield or something like that, but for the most part, they could definitely use a nice little lift to put them into the current meta on Dokkan and make them feel nice and fresh and everything like that. And if they don't do that, they can obviously do STR Namek Goku. I think if they do EZA, or not if, but more like when, but if they do the EZA for STR Namek Goku during this celebration, I think you're looking at genuinely one of the best, if not the best, TUR EZA in the game. I mean, that unit with just a little bit of updating and reworking could genuinely easily be the best TUR in the game, like just undeniably. He has a great link set. Like, there's just so much they could do with him that would make him work really well. And obviously, assuming that they don't name whatever they do with this LR Goku, presumably that's what they do, then he can be ran easily alongside a new LR Goku, and they can be an insane rotation on Dokkan. And the last thing I want to talk about is the Part 2 LR. What kind of fun would it be if I didn't do, you know, we don't even know what Part 1 LRs are, but I wanted to throw this out here. Now, the previous LR was an Extreme LR. It was the Extreme LR Janemba. And due to the fact that we saw what they did with the LR 17 and Universe 7, the fact they introduced a card like that, it just made, it's been, this idea for what they could do with this LR has been on my mind. And while this does detract from the overall theme of Namek, well, I'll just spit it out. Essentially, an LR Goku and Z Warriors, the iconic intro to Dragon Ball as a card. Everyone working together, like tossing like people back and forth between like hits and stuff. I think it would be fantastic, and I think they could do a super dope active that would ultimately allow us to see the iconic intro to Dragon Ball in the game. I think it would be so dope, and I think this would make sense with the celebration. I know the celebration is Namek, but why not? Like, literally, why not? Again, there's a lot they could do with the Namek Saga, and it probably won't be a Z Warriors LR, but it's just something that I've wanted to see for quite some time now. And again, seeing LR Universe 7, you know, with 17 it just made it even more clear that this is something that I feel like we are eventually working towards. And now seems like a great time to do just that. Anyways, y'all, as I mentioned earlier in the video, if you enjoyed this, hit that like button. Be here on the channel for all the content. Because why not? We're going to be so much stuff, man. Reactions, gameplay, summons, everything. If there's any crazy breaking news this week, I will try to cover it my best. Obviously, as you guys know, I'm a few days late to this one, but life's busy, things are crazy, and I enjoy just being able to do this sort of video where it brings everything together nice and neat, where this would typically be multiple videos. We just brought it down, try to make it as condensed and concise as possible, and then gave you guys some fun stuff out of my head with the help of people like Sora and Toastie editing and stuff like that, and just having fun with these videos. So if you guys are vibing with the channel, like I said, hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new. Have a great day. Keep on keeping on. If I don't see you before your 350 million download celebration summons, best of luck. But that's the video. Nanogenix off, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.